Dear Diary, today marks 1 year since Earth was destroyed and all of my loved ones were killed. It's hard to believe it's been that long. Sometimes it feels like just yesterday that I was living on the TIQQUN, going about my daily routine and never imagining that something like this could happen. But it did happen, and now I am alone on this space station, floating through the emptiness of space. I have nothing but my thoughts and my memories to keep me company. Some days are harder than others. I miss my family and friends more than words can express. I miss the warmth of the sun on my face and the feeling of grass beneath my feet. I miss the simple pleasures of life on Earth, like a hot cup of coffee in the morning or a cool breeze on a summer's day. But I have to keep going. I have to find a way to carry on and make the most of the time that I have left. I have to hold on to the hope that one day, somehow, things will get better. Until then, I will continue to live and work on the TIQQUN, doing my best to make a difference in whatever way I can. I will cherish the memories of my loved ones and try to find new meaning in this new, uncertain world. Yours truly, Samuela Tamara. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 3 of IXION. In the previous episode, we've seen that something went horribly wrong as we executed our first jump. We're learning a bit more about what is going on thanks to the black box from the space station that we encountered. Administrator, the black box's data has provided some helpful information on the events that took place following the TIQQUN's failed vol jump. Records tell of how the Earth was ravaged by the lunaclism. In the ensuing chaos, states radicalized and the UN declared Dolos an enemy of humanity. The black box's data also describes a Dolos facility hidden in the atmosphere of Jupiter. Officially designated Hephaestus, the site was used to develop a new type of vol engine. It also accommodated the construction of a Taurus-class superstructure known to Dolos as the Protagoras. This iteration, when the TIQQUN was sent on a mission to seek out the habitable exoplanet Remus, where the last survivors of Earth could establish a new home. Despite the damage done to Outer Hope, the station was still able to later receive a distress call from the Protagoras with the vol jump coordinates encoded, indicating the ship's last presumed location. Now this is excellent news, because with this we might be able to get our own vol engine back online. So let's see what is going on around Jupiter. I also have some other interesting things coming up. I mean, I got an objective here on Venus, there's a debris field here. We have a lot to do for our one science ship. And as much as I would really like to deploy another space dock, another docking bay, I simply don't have room. Nor do I have the crew, because I'm already overworking my people as is. And as more people continue to come out of the cryonic pods, we're continuously putting more strain on our food supply too. And this is starting to become a bit of a vicious cycle. So for now, seeing as I have more alloys than I need, I'm going to turn off this one, so that I have another 30 workers to make sure that other facilities get staffed. And I have more workers. No, sorry, I still have more hours available than I have workers. So for now, we're going to just try and keep stockpiling iron and have everybody work in facilities such as these to ensure I actually have food. Otherwise, we might find ourselves in a fairly dire situation. Alright, let's see what's going on around Venus.
Ship has arrived at its destination.
Probe data has revealed mining and industrial infrastructure below the surface of Venus. According to reports from the exploration team, the subterranean site consists of mining infrastructure and a large assembly line. Many embalmed bodies were found in the area. The line seems to have originally been used to fabricate solar cells. TIQQUN engineers suggest that with minor repairs, it could be restarted. Really? With restarting that, I should be able to potentially get solar panels out of that, I suppose? Produce refined resources, okay. I can dismantle the whole thing, or I can just leave. This is going to take me 4 cycles. That's quite a lot of time, considering my fairly dire food situation. Dismantling it? Perhaps. I mean, we're not going to stay here anyway, but I'm not sure how much we can get out of this. It is going to cost me 10 alloys, that's not a problem. This is my concern. I'm generating 0.2 more than I need. It's really cutting it close. Let's restart it. Let's see what happens. You're going to send some supplies to Venus, and we're going to figure out what we can get from this little assembly line. After a few more cycles, the inspection is complete. The assembly line has been repaired. The machines belong to the UN and are clearly more advanced than our systems. They are fully automated, and our team has been able to use them to prepare a number of resources for extraction. During the repair process, an engineer discovered a number of inscriptions written by Ulysses. He speaks of his time as administrator of Neptune's Hyperlux station, TIQQUN, and expresses regret over the fate of the station's residents. He used the line to repair elements of his ship so that he could reach the headquarters of the Black Market Society. What is that? We're getting another 25 cryopods, and we're getting 30 science. Yes, please. More science, more better, because I'm still trying to research the electronics facility so that I can start mining stuff and turn that into electronics. After that, I'm also thinking I'm going to have to go for the memorials and the alternative life center because I need more stability in my sector. Stability makes sure that you don't have as many workplace accidents as you normally do. Stability... Let's see, where does it say that? Injuries. The lower the stability of a sector, the more likely workers are to injure themselves at work. So the infirmary is going to get increasingly busy the more accidents we have, and I can reduce that risk by using stability buildings and by setting policies, but I still don't have access to those. We also need to address this little homelessness problem, and I believe I have just enough room to house another block of buildings here. Yeah, just like that. It's not ideal, because you're going to have to go all the way around. But fortunately, the ability of workers just to get to where they need to go is not impeded by a road that has them go all the way around through here. So that shouldn't be an issue. Right. The science ship is collecting the remaining science on Venus. And we can now have the science ship go after the next objective. Let's check out the debris field. I want to go to Jupiter last, because I think it might mean that we're going to find the next part of the story, which I kind of don't want yet. I'm a little concerned about the 500 cryonic pods that I need to find, because it means I need to have a lot of living space. And as it stands, I don't have that much room. So we're going to need to open up another sector. And I'm going to need to send 80 alloys, 2 electronics, or 1 electronic, 16 food, good luck with that, and a bunch of workers. I can override the locks. I mean, I have the resources, but it's going to be cutting it close, because I'm once again going to be neutral on food. But let's do it anyway. So we're going to have Sector 2 available, and... oh, crap, again. I really need to work on that stability. I need to get this sector online so I can start building out more habitable space there and potentially ship over some additional facilities such as insect farms so we can keep everybody fed. Because as it stands, I'm not going to have enough food. And I've already seen comments going on about death spirals. That's generally not good. And I do see how that is likely to work out. Because you're going to run out of one resource, you're going to run out of the next, your people start dying, and good luck. Transmission from Artyom Beksinki. We verified the data several times and can confirm the existence of a vast debris field covering an area of several thousand kilometers. At the center of the debris field is a colossal artificial structure which, even in its ruined state, makes the TIQQUN look like an insect. Wow! No signals have been detected. We have identified 3 areas for investigation. The core of the structure, a secondary structure that looks to be the remains of a destroyed loading dock, and a particularly dense area of the debris field close to the 2 other sites. We recommend the utmost caution be taken when approaching these areas. The floating debris will make navigation difficult and interfere with the communications. Okay. Where do we go first? Or where do we go last? I'm not sure if I'm going to get the ability to, or the opportunity to examine everything. Let's go for the core of the structure. It's going to take 3 cycles. As we have opened Sector 2, I can now start using Sector 2 and gather all the resources that are still in here. And judging by what I'm seeing, there is just a lot of alloys. I'm seeing one bit of electronics and nothing else that's very interesting. I mean, the alloys are always welcome. It's just not stellar. I was hoping for potentially some polymers, but sadly, no such thing. Now, we have a couple of roads coming into this sector. Let's see how I'm going to set this thing up. I would very much like another space dock to make sure I'm able to get a whole bunch of stuff out there faster. First, of course, we're going to need to set up a workshop so we can actually start building in this area. And the workshop, fortunately, only takes a little bit of power and 4 workers, so that's not that bad. The road is going to be fairly preliminary, fairly basic early on, so I can get the resources from here and put them on probably over there, my general resource storage area. I need to keep the edges of the sector clear so that I can work there on the space dock. How much does that take up? Yeah, a fairly healthy amount. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. So I can start building from there. Roads are free. So this whole area needs to get excavated for additional launch facilities, potential additional EVA docks as well, or EVA airlocks, so I can repair the ship faster. Because currently we're -2. So the ship is slowly but steadily falling apart. Bad news all around. Lovely. The science ship has completed its survey of the core of that huge structure. First visuals reveal a huge damaged structure surrounded by arches that have detached from their central axis. These arches show extreme signs of deterioration. The structure is covered in traces of explosive residue, collision impacts, and scarring from unknown weaponry. After exploring the few areas of the structure that remain accessible, the team of the rats spotted a number of salvageable resources near a ruined assembly area. Further analysis is possible, but will take time. Okay, so a bit of science and a few cryopods. Let's continue with that ruined assembly area. I want to scan that area and see what else I can find there. In the meanwhile, work is progressing on the sector here. Looks like we have another request. Yeah, many of the crew are malnourished. This is problematic. I need to have 8 food stored in Sector 2 within 20 cycles. Okay. Let's make sure that happens, because I'm looking pretty bad on food anyway. We're going to need to set up that dock over there, and that works exactly as I'd hoped. So maybe I can even put 2 of them side by side. Let's clean this up. The mess hall currently has 4 food. I need a bunch more. Let's see. As I now have some additional room available, sort of. I don't have the workers here, but I do have them here. So let's set up the workers to go off and start making more food. Because that, I believe, is something I need the most at the point. And food essentially only requires that I have workers. So with 2 times 8 workers, that's 16 workers total. I should get quite a bit more food in this sector. How are we going to set these up? Let's make some room. And then start setting these things up here. Okay, any further information here? No, we're just getting some science. There's so much to explore, and this is only chapter 1. I'm really looking forward to just exploring more of the game, and I hope you'll bear with me. The next phase of the research here is complete. After examination, the Rats team concluded that the site was evacuated prior to its destruction. Finding uniforms and equipment bearing the insignia of different organizations, it appears that this facility was property of the UN. Strangely, a number of embalmed bodies were found in the secluded area. The team was unable to determine the cause or outcome of the conflict, but have managed to recover further resources. These have been packaged for extraction. So these resources are a bunch of polymers and 250 cryonic pods. That's going to get me quite nicely to that objective of rescuing another 500 people. Let's go for the loading dock next and see what else we can glean from that. In the meanwhile, I'm building up Sector 2. It's not easy because I don't have that many polymers left. Oh, sorry, alloys. I can fortunately, however, get a whole bunch of them from this sector. And that should fuel the rest of the construction that I need to do here. As for over here, I still have my 15 iron. I just don't really have the possibility right now to turn this thing back online because I don't have the workers. I'm still having my people work extra hours. So over here, I would very much like to get all of the additional cryopods, all of the additional population that I'm going to get out here. So I can start getting this turned into potentially a food producer for the whole system, or for the whole ship. And turn the steel mill back online, because I don't quite like this thing sitting there idly by. And, of course, at the same time, my hull integrity is dropping. So this thing is merrily eating away my alloys. This is going to require that I have some additional iron income. I do believe we still have some here. Yeah, there's 189 iron there, there's 57 there. I just don't have the workers to actually make use of it. And in the meanwhile, the LTHIMNIR is going to get the additional workers from the debris field that we just surveyed. But they're also going to require additional food, so everything intermingles, every resource is going to be stretched pretty thin. Survival in space is not that comfortable. The next phase of the debris field's been surveyed, and we found frozen human remains. They constitute the majority of the debris that surrounds the loading dock. Lovely. Evidence suggests that the area experienced depressurization after a structural breach. The dock itself has been looted and partially dismantled. Several cairns have been left behind, arranged in a helical shape, and erected using makeshift materials. The team did find a few resources, and these have been prepared for extraction. So, another bit of science and 1 electronics. It's not a lot. Let's do the rest, survey the dense area. It's going to take 5 cycles, but hey, I'm busy building out the TIQQUN anyway. We have accidents in Sector 1, we have homelessness in Sector 2, and we still have our ally problem. So, yeah. What I want to do is ensure that I get an additional space dock. And with that space dock, I'm going to make sure that I get the ability to very quickly pick up all the resources in space. Because currently my science ship... No, not my science ship. My... oh god, that's a lot. My cargo ship is a bit overworked. Sadly. And I don't really have... well, beyond time, another resource that I can pour into it. So we're going to take the alloys from this sector, turn them into another docking bay, turn them into housing, bring the infirmary online, bring this insect farm online, and we should slowly but steadily start getting up to the food that I'm required to complete the objective here. As for those cryonic pods, when these people come out of the cryonic pods, I'm immediately turning them into workers for Sector 1, because I really need to get this metal plant back online. I don't really want to, because I'm also at the edge of my power level, and in order to get more solar panels, we're going to have to spend more alloys. Yeah, there we go. Batteries are overloaded.
Power supply overloaded.
Stop harassing me with all these issues. What can I turn off that I don't strictly need? The research lab at the moment. It's not stellar, but it's going to have to be enough. And our hull integrity is falling. Because I have the vol jump. And because I have all of those unopened. Or because I have opened the second sector. We're going to need 4 per cycle. So this steel mill is more required than ever before. And that means that the ship here...
Hull integrity below 50%.
Oh no. That too? Okay, everything else becomes a secondary priority. Get me more iron, and be quick about it. Get me more iron. We need to fix this ship up. And at this rate, I think we might find that the ship's going to fall apart much faster than we can fix it up. Thankfully, now we're getting enough alloys here, but only just. Please bring in the cargo ship, please bring in additional iron, and please do it quickly. And please tell me that there might be something else to find in this debris field. Like more alloys, because I need them desperately. And the Outer Hope Station's been dismantled. I couldn't find anything else there. I'm gonna have to pick up a lot more iron, potentially from the iron in asteroids, because everything else, not looking that great. We have a request. Oh yeah. What you want? What do you want? The integrity of the hull fell below 75%. Current damage exceeds the tolerance level set by the knee-high structural theory. It would be wise to commission repairs so as to prevent mission failure. Go figure. Yes, I'll do that within 30 cycles. That's the plan anyway. And we're gonna need a lot of alloys to fix the whole thing. 29 cycles. Oof. 441 for 675. I think... Oh, this is so tricky. What are you going to prioritize? Are we going to prioritize our ability to get more stuff fixed? Or to pick up more resources from space? I think more resources from space first, because then I might have an airlock, but I can't use it because I simply cannot find any resources to repair the whole ship with. Okay, let's hope this debris field holds a lot of iron. Or alloys. Ideally alloys, because that saves me a bunch of time. And workers. And as my drones, or my mech isn't actually doing anything here, I can also pick up the remainder of this bit. Which isn't much. But every little bit that we find is going to turn into either additional resources or an additional docking bay. Because crap, this is getting pretty tight already. Okay, what do you have in the debris field? The wrecks of shuttles float everywhere. Most belong to the UN, though there are some bearing the acronym BMS. Despite the many hazards and potential psychological impacts from the presence of human corpses, the RATS team was able to locate some salvaged resources. Thank you! Alloys, and cryopods, and science. Excellent. That's all that we can get from there. Let's leave. The RAT's going to pick up the science, and I think our ship here is going to have to first pick up additional alloys. This is not a priority right now. This I would love to pick up, but I can't. For my own clarity, I'm just going to turn off all of these things that I don't strictly need right now. This is important, and if it's not busy, it can go and pick up additional workers. But that's additional mouths to feed that I might not be able to do. Let's get the alloys here. That's another fairly healthy bunch. What I don't know is whether I'm actually trading resources between the sectors. I can transfer crew faster, but I don't believe that resources are shared between sectors. Oh, yeah, you can. You can import or export. This activates the resource transfer. Excellent, yes. I'd like to go half and half. Like, say 20 here and 20 there, and we'll just have to go from there. And how they balance it's up to them. Oh, crap, another accident. Breakdown has occurred. Okay, fine. Not that big of an issue, we'll just have to survive it for long enough. This dock is coming online. This breakdown should be fine, because we have a med lab. Sorry, an infirmary. We don't have homelessness here. Not enough food. Yes, lovely. Let's make sure that food also gets transferred across. Because I'm concerned that we're gonna find ourselves starving. 20 here, 20 there. Just balance it out and keep going. Do I have enough workers? No, I still don't have enough workers. Fine. More workers, please. Everybody's gonna have to work double time in order to keep these guys going. I want you to start surveying Mercury, because there is a bit of science to pick up. I'm just stockpiling science at this stage because I can't actually use it since I turned off my research lab due to power restraints. Okay, Rat, go pick up the science. Once you're done there, I want you to go and survey Saturn. Venus still has some resources, I think. Yeah, a bunch of polymers. I have 114, it's not a priority right now. Alright, carry on. The rat has arrived on Saturn. Let's see. A structure belonging to the Black Market Society has been discovered on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Although severely damaged, the site seems to be still active. Surface scans indicate the BMS station extends deep below the surface of Titan. Further data is not available due to the site firing upon the TIQQUN's probe as it approached. Really? Okay, so is this thing active or is this an automated defense? Let's try and make contact with the Black Market Society and see if we actually have human survivors in the system other than these people which are deep cryoed. In Sector 2, I'm setting up additional insect farms to try and buffer my resources.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
Fine. And at the same time, I'm giving up hull integrity because I really need to get an additional solar panel. It's not ideal, this additional solar panel, and I don't quite have the resources yet.
The sector is being overworked.
Oh, fine. I have polymers, yes, I don't have electronics. I really need to be able to start making electronics. So let's see if there's any silicon in this system. Because at this rate, we're going to be dead soon. Because every resource is slowly but steadily burning away. Let's see. Silicon? Anywhere? Not on the second belt. There's a lot of iron out there, that's nice, but... there's something out there. Yeah. Let's go check that out. It's not what I'm looking for, but every bit of science could be helpful to unlock more of the tech tree. There is one additional electronic out there somewhere that I was able to pick up. Slightly deprioritize these, because I'm now getting an okay amount. The hull is being fixed-ish, but man, this game is starting to get pretty tough. Oh, crew members are dying. Lovely. Fantastic. No, that's exactly what I needed. Keep going. And please tell me that I'm going to find something useful here on Saturn. Let's see. The last thing I need is for my science ship to get destroyed.
Power supply overloaded.
Power supply overloaded. Ah, yes.
Hull integrity below 50%.
Oh, boy. Turn this thing off. We're on 185 or 185.
Power restored.
Oh, no. Ideally, if the Black Market Society is still alive, I want to trade with them.
A science ship team has completed a task.
After receiving no response to communication attempts, the team landed the rat and advanced towards the complex security protocols in place. The defense activated briefly and fired on the team. Fortunately, there seems to have been little remaining power and they quickly shut down. Entering the complex, the team were attacked by strange animals. Recorded footage from the mission shows an emaciated simian amalgam. The team repelled the attack with improvised weapons, and the creatures retreated. Unfortunately, no samples could be recovered. Venturing further into the complex, unsettling works of art and esoteric writing were discovered. Although the station is still pressurized, progress was made difficult due to the lack of any artificial gravity. In addition, a giant fungus has spread through the complex, releasing huge volume of spores into the local atmosphere. Within what appears to be the main entrance hall, a bronze statue of Marduk Council member Giovanni Battista has been erected. Inconsistencies in the reports from different members of the exploration team suggests that the recorded information may not be entirely accurate. Okay, any conclusions drawn must be discounted. So we're getting 15 science, but not much more than that. I can send the team deeper, but I don't exactly trust this station. I don't know what those spores are doing, I don't know what the deal is with the animals, and I cannot afford to have to replace this science ship, so I'm going to leave this place. If we can get back later, lovely. If not, I won't lose any sleep over it. Now, silicon. I'm getting... No! Shit. I didn't mean to send it there. You cannot cancel a probe once you've launched it, sadly. Everything and their mother is breaking down here. Let's turn the probe launcher offline for now. It's going to save me some power. Let's bring the other insect farm online. I'm still overworking here. Ah, I finally got just about enough workers here. It's not stellar, but hey, it's... it's better than it used to be. We're not getting overworked anymore. Alright, rats go to Neptune. Let's see what's out there. At Neptune. Our communication systems seem to have detected faint signals transmitting from what appears to be an old luxury station on Triton. Transmission analysis pulled a few data fragments and coded within the signals. They mentioned public disorder, food supply issues, and frequently referencing the name Ulysses. We've already seen this. I guess I never completely... I never finished this. Okay. Do I salvage it? Or do I use explosives to breach into a sealed room? Heavily armored blast doors. Others have unsuccessfully tried to get in. If I'm going to set off explosives in an unsound station, it's probably going to destroy the whole station and potentially the science team with it. We're not doing that. Provoke a structural collapse and salvage what is left. No, I'm just going to collect it. I'm not going to provoke a structural collapse. That sounds like it's a really bad idea. Let's just get what we can and leave. What is in the asteroid belt here? We've detected a signal broadcasting on a Dolos frequency. Wow, finally, maybe some friendlies. It appears to originate from a mineral extraction station named the Stanford Facility. So we're going to need more science ships. Or rather, just an additional science ship, because we need science ships for absolutely everything.
Probe has completed its scan.
At this point, my food supply is looking a little better. Not stellar. I mean, it's not great, but we're not dying. That's for some. That's a positive. I have the additional electronics, so I'm now able to build out the additional solar array. Yes, I know, it's not fantastic. I hate doing this, and it's gonna completely make me miss this objective. I'm gonna scrap this. Yes. I'm gonna scrap that building in favor of building an additional EVA airlock. So hopefully we can repair the hull a little faster. And I can always build an additional docking bay later. Okay, what's the deal here? Neptune. We've recovered all that we could from the station without risking a structural collapse. During the mission, we discovered messages left behind by someone who had been there before us. They expressed a distaste for the bourgeois lifestyle that the station was designated to support. Okay, fine. 12 polymers, thank you. 75 additional cryopods and 15 science. I can still try and get in. No. I am actually much more interested to figure out what's going on in the asteroid belt. So let's wait for the rat to pick up the resources here. That additional science. Thank you. And we're going to go to the asteroid belt. Okay, this is almost complete. Excellent. Is our additional solar array online yet? No, almost. 56%. Okay, this thing does not have the juice that we need. So let's at least have it built, but then promptly turn it offline. Wait for the solar array to come on. Then turn this on, and then try and fix up the hull as quickly as we can. But we're still losing hull integrity, and it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. Please build this thing quickly. Good lord, that's taking a long time. Alright, let's try and get some information from the asteroid belt. That probe over there was a complete waste of time. What are you getting here? Additional iron. Okay, good.
A science
asteroid belt.
arrived at its destination.
We theorize that the Stanford facility will contain many materials useful to the TIQQUN and its crew. Of course, there's a catch. However, in order to recover them, we will need to dismantle elements of the structure to gain entrance. The control center has been identified, but it is sealed off by a shutter with a UN emblem stenciled over it. I thought that this was a Dolos station. A message has been written beneath the emblem in an unknown language. We have no idea what it says, but it is accompanied by a helical-shaped symbol. Huh. I want into that control system. I want to see what we can get from there. Food, 19. Yeah, we're getting a positive on food. That's really good. This is coming online, but my hull integrity... I'm never going to get to that. 675 at this rate. Oh, boy. How's our resource distribution? We're looking at 152 here and 20 there. Okay, so let's make that a bit better here. Let's go 50-50. Like at least 50 here and at least 50 there. So that this thing is going to get supplied and that it can start working on fixing up the hull as well. We are, however, overworking the place. We have additional workers here. So let's have the cryos go to Sector 2 now. And try and get additional people out there.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Tell me, what's happening here? Bodies of former Dolos employees were found within the control center. After examining their identification tags, Lian Ji is certain that they have found a possible relative. They request that the bodies be brought back to the TIQQUN and that the center's personal manifest be analyzed to find out if there are any links between the deceased and the TIQQUN's crew. Preliminary psychoanalytical profiling suggests that Lian Ji is exhibiting behavior characteristics as death, earth, sickness. I understand. So this is not quite the outcome I had wanted, because I was very much hoping that I was going to get resources from this, not sink additional time into it. I can let the dead rest, or I can honor them. I think this is going to be the right call, because I feel like it's the right thing to do, and also because it might bring some peace to my crew. So we're going to honor the dead. Now, as you can see, there's still a lot more to do. Next episode, we're going to figure out Jupiter, Uranus, and potentially advance the story. If we're still around for long enough. And judging by our currently rapidly falling hull integrity, I think that might be a bit of a problem. Fortunately, this additional power is going to allow me to very quickly start fixing up the hull. At least that's the plan. And yeah, there we go. We're getting 58 per cycle. Look at that hull integrity come back up. Can we get this done in 4 turns? 4 cycles, that is? I think not. And we're burning through our alloys like crazy. 275 out of 675.
An accident has occurred in the TIQQUN.
Overworked everything. I don't have any cryopods available either. Okay, I'm gonna need you to start getting more cryopods, my dear science. Transport. That's the priority right now. I need more workers, and there's still 300 people to pick up. Which of course means that we're gonna have homelessness here, and we're gonna have accidents there. Over here I need a lot more workers. And over here I have too many workers, so we're gonna migrate a few. Workers only from Sector 1 to Sector 2. Yeah, give me 15, off you go. Alright guys, that'll be it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thanks for watching, and next time, more exploration. More figuring out what we're gonna do to keep the TIQQUN alive, and more figuring out what the hell happened and how we can keep humanity alive so long as we can. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next.